Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to News Street Now, live at 4 on this Monday. Danica Lewis is in for Susan Simon, who's off this week.
Well deserved.
Well, and I hope it all worked out. She went down to surprise her mother.
Hopefully we're not ruining the surprise right now.
No, she went down there on Saturday.
Okay, good. Good. I wasn't sure when her flight left, Mark. I was a little afraid for you there.
She wanted to be there for Mother's Day.
Yeah,
so.
how awesome is that?
Really. So it's good to have you with us.
Yeah, happy to be here.
And here's what's making news on this Monday. A Madison man who stockpiled dangerous chemicals and built explosives in his West Side apartment is sentenced to prison.
Plus, be mindful about your speed on the Beltline. Our Amanda Quintana will report on the town of Madison cracking down after catching one person going over 100 miles per hour.
And if you have a weak heart, don't check out your 401k tonight. The Dow closed down more than 600 points on trade war fears. Yikes.
Yeah, yikes indeed.
But on the good side, the weather today is pretty nice. Finally some sun.
The insects are loving it too, unfortunately.
Yes. Well, that goes with the territory.
Exactly.
And it's going to get a little nicer each day. Dana's in the backyard. Looking good today.
Yeah, right now it is fantastic outside. I wish I could have my shades. The sun's just popping right over the side of the building for me. Here's a live look in Platteville from our Queen Bee Radio sky cam. Notice a few clouds in the sky, but otherwise a lot of sunshine for us. Really a pleasant afternoon and evening. Doppler track is nice and quiet, and we don't have any threat for any rainfall popping up for us this evening or overnight. Will stay pretty quiet for us. About 65 right now in Madison, 68 in Rockford, 66 in Dubuque. So we don't have any fronts near us. You notice no big temperature cutoffs throughout the northern Midwest right now. That's good news. We don't need to have anything sliding through. In the last 24 hours, we've warmed up quite a bit, about an 11-degree jump for us in Madison. Part of that just due to the sunshine this afternoon. Of course, yesterday, Mother's Day, was a little cloudy outside. Our breeze right now is staying fairly quiet, also about 6 to 12 miles per hour, enough that you'll notice it, but not too windy outside. And those wind gusts haven't really picked up too much. The highest so far about 17 near Janesville. Over the next few hours, of course, our temperatures are going to fall. We'll be in the upper 50s by 8, lower 50s by 10, and then overnight lows will be dropping to the lower 40s. Tuesday won't be too bad during most of the day, but there is going to be a slight chance for showers creeping in later on. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead for the rest of the work week in just a few minutes. Right now, we'll take a look, of course, at what's going on the roadways. Much of Dane County in a pretty okay spot right now. A few slowdowns along the Beltline, especially eastbound. Also seeing a few stops there westbound side near Park Street. Overall, though, no accidents to report there. Now, the accident up near 151 northbound, the right shoulder is blocked. No lanes are blocked at this time, and it doesn't look like it's causing any delays on 151. In Verona, we, of course, have the slowdown near McKee Road, 151 north and southbound, up towards McKee Road, and then around Janesville. Things look okay right now. From Janesville to the Beltline, it'll take you about 27 minutes, 17 minutes from Sauk City to Middleton, and 15 minutes from Sun Prairie to downtown. So that commute should be pretty quick for you this evening. But as more folks get on the road, we may watch those drive times pick up a little more. If you do have to head outside at all this evening, definitely grab the shades, maybe a little sunscreen too. If you're anything like me, I think I'm already turning a little pink just after being outside for a few minutes. But we are in for a sunny evening tonight, and tomorrow's not looking too bad either as we look ahead to your Tuesday. But again, that rain chance might creep in later on.
Yeah, that white winter skin.
Yeah,
doesn't take much.
Right
Amen,
now.
sister. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Danica, thank you. Or Danica. Danica's right here. Dana,
one of the blondes,
thank you.
right?
One of us. Whoever wants to go.
I'm glad she's the one outside and
Yeah.
I'm the one in here. It's good to have her. All right, first at 4, a Madison man is sentenced for making bombs in his West Side apartment.
Police evacuated the complex at Timberlake Village Apartments for 5 days in February of 2018 after numerous chemicals and 2 pipe bombs were found in Brian Campbell's apartment. Eric Franke joining us now with an update on his sentencing today. Eric?
That's right. Mark and Danica. Judge Susan Crawford today sentenced Campbell to 2 years in prison, added 3 years of extended supervision as well, mentioning just how fortunate nearby residents were that no one was injured. Campbell's apartment was a mess of dangerous chemicals, time delay fuses, caps, and pipes. There were actually 2 constructed pipe bombs with fuses attached. He was heating some sort of chemical in his apartment February 20th of 2018. He wasn't there. A neighbor smelled something burning, called police. Campbell pleaded no contest to 2 felonies back in January.
Despite the assertions that were made by the state, truly my desire was to never hurt anyone with the experimentation that I was doing.
There could have been an incident involving some really devastating consequences here. We are all fortunate in this community that nothing happened.
Now, you might recall there were stories that came out of a plan that he had to bomb a building on the UW campus. Judge Crawford said in court that that plan was highly speculative. She did not base any of the sentence today on that story. She did, however, order that he be permanently banned from the UW underground tunnel system. Again, reminding the court that there's no evidence of any plans he had to bomb the UW. She just said he had no reason to be there anyway. Mark and Danica.
All right, Eric. Frankie, thank you.
You're welcome.
Justin to the Channel 3000 Alert Center today. A deputy is recovering after a suspect pepper sprayed him in the face. That man was pulled over just after midnight for speeding along Highway 60 in West Point. That's just east of Columbus. The Columbia County's deputy walked up to that driver who pepper sprayed him and then drove off. Other officers found his car, which authorities now believe was stolen just before the suspect was stopped. That man was last seen running through yards toward Lake Wisconsin. The town of Madison is cracking down on speeders on the Beltline. One officer pulled over 5 high-speed drivers just this weekend.
One of those drivers going 105 miles an hour. Our Amanda Quintana is here with what police are saying.
Yes, well, that driver caught going 105 miles an hour on the Beltline, where, let's remind you, the speed limit is 55. He was issued a $439 ticket. Town of Madison dash cam footage shows the driver being pulled over after weaving through traffic Friday night just before 10 o'clock. The same officer who pulled him over also caught drivers going 97, 92, 81, and 79 miles per hour this weekend. The cheapest ticket of those all was still about $150, a hefty fine on top of the danger.
It's not worth that 1 or 2 extra minutes you're going to save in your trip to put your life in danger or put somebody else's life in danger. How would you feel if you are in an accident or cause an accident and someone is seriously injured or killed?
Chief Scott Gregory says officers routinely step up enforcement on the Beltline in the spring, but now after seeing these high speeds all in one weekend, they will be hitting the area really hard. He wants people to know they are out there vigorously enforcing traffic laws, hopefully stopping crashes before they happen.
Yeah, maybe the ticket is the better scenario in that situation.
Actually, it definitely is.
105.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All right. Thank you, Amanda.
Reality TV star Felicity Huffman has pleaded guilty to paying a fake charity to rake her daughter's SAT scores. Huffman is one of dozens of parents charged in this college admission scam. She's accused of paying that fake charity $15,000 to help her daughter cheat on the SATs. In a statement, Huffman expressed deep regret and shame, saying her daughter knew nothing about her actions. A federal court in Boston recommended Huffman pay a $20,000 fine and 12 months of supervised release.
A guilty plea in the federal court in Boston shows that Felicity Huffman has accepted responsibility for her crime.
The fake charity Huffman contributed to was run by Rick Singer, who admitted to helping kids of wealthy parents cheat on standardized tests and bribing college coaches to recruit some of them as athletes.
Authorities in Texas continue to search for the body of a missing 4-year-old. That girl's mother was heckled coming out of a Houston courtroom today. That woman's ex-fiance, Darian Vence, is in custody on $1 million bond. He initially reported Malaya Davis was abducted. Newly released surveillance video allegedly shows Vence going into a house with the little girl and then coming out with a laundry basket, a garbage bag that is, and bleach. Now, the family of Malaya's biological father says there is much more to her disappearance.
Y'all are going to see my face until this is over, until she's in jail and he's in jail, because that's what they both deserve.
Again, Malaya's body has not been found yet, and prosecutors have not said for sure whether Vence killed her.
Well, the stock market tumbled dramatically today after China announced it would impose new tariffs on $60 billion worth of American imports. Those taxes are retaliation for the latest round of U.S. tariffs that kicked in last week. Natalie Brand has the details from the White House.
China is striking back against the U.S. and imposing tariffs of its own. China's foreign minister announced a new round of retaliatory taxes of up to 25% on more than 5,000 U.S.-made products, totaling $60 billion starting June 1st. Some of the steepest penalties impacting beef, plants, fruits, and vegetables.
I love the position we're in. There can be some retaliation, but it can't be very, very substantial by comparison.
The U.S. raised tariffs to 25% on $200 billion worth of Chinese-made goods last Friday, a move the president says he made in response to China backtracking during ongoing trade talks.
We had a deal with China. It was 95% there. And then my representatives, they were told the things that were fully agreed to, we're not going to get anymore. They're going to unagree to them. That's not acceptable.
President Trump has also ordered the U.S. trade representative to begin the process of raising tariffs on an additional $300 billion worth of Chinese-made goods.
Now we're talking about essentially every single product that comes from China will have a 25% tariff, and that is going to be a big deal.
The president says he's looking at a roughly $15 billion subsidy for farmers impacted by the tariffs.
So our farmers can do well. They'll be planting, they'll be able to sell for less, and they'll make the same kind of money until such time as it's all straightened out.
President Trump says he'll meet with China's President Xi Jinping next month at the G20 summit in Japan. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And this all resulted in a bloodbath on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials tumbled 617 points, its biggest loss of the year, closing at 25,324. The NASDAQ Composite Index plunged 269 points, or 3.41%. The S&P 500 lost 69.
So as the president deals with the backlash from the ongoing trade war, both on and off Wall Street, House Democrats say the White House is stonewalling their request for thousands of documents and testimony. A federal judge is expected to rule tomorrow on a subpoena for financial records from President Trump's accounting firm. Mr. Trump has already blocked requests for documents and witnesses. He's also claimed executive privilege over the unredacted version of the Mueller report and has sued multiple banks to block creditors from complying with subpoenas.
They're asking for things that they're not entitled to. All they're doing is trying to win an election in 2020.
We're going to have to enforce so much of this in court, and we're seeing signs already, and I think this is positive, that the courts understand the urgency here.
House Democrats are pursuing more than 20 separate investigations into the president's business dealings and time in office. The administration faces another subpoena deadline on Friday for the president's tax returns.
Former President Jimmy Carter is recovering from surgery after breaking his hip. A spokesperson says Carter fell at his home in Plains, Georgia, while leaving to go turkey hunting. We're told the operation was successful.
There is more to come at 4. When we come back, we are heading to the movies with Will Loper.
We'll find out what he thinks of the new comedy, The Hustle. That's when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
At Harker
partner you never knew you needed. Teach me your sugar baby ways. Take this to the guest room, butlery person.
First lesson, there's nothing more compelling to a man than a vulnerable woman. Observe.
Wow, you can just tear up like that. Can you make the tear roll down your cheek? Oh.
Now you try. Are you constipated?
That was a clip from The Hustle, one of the newest movies to hit theaters. Should you hustle your way to the theater to see it? Here to let us know is our film critic, Will Loper. Hi, Will.
Hey there. All right, well, there are enough funny moments in The Hustle. You won't feel scammed out of your money, even if Rebel Wilson and Anne Hathaway deserve better than what the script gives them. So Rebel Wilson stars as a con artist, tricking sleazy men in bars out of their money. That is, until she meets Josephine, played by Anne Hathaway, and discovers there's a world of millionaire men to con. Josephine agrees to take her under her wing in a hilarious training montage until the two discover a tech billionaire and then compete to see who will be the one who successfully cons him. Now, Rebel Wilson consistently brings the comedy, and without her, the movie really wouldn't work. The script can be painfully bad and cheesy at times. This sometimes feels like a 90s comedy trying too hard. But if you love Rebel Wilson or Anne Hathaway, it's worth seeing in theaters. Otherwise, this is a good movie to catch later on cable or Netflix in a couple months.
Hey, it looks good on paper.
Yeah, I mean, you got two funny women and a remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. It seems like it should be a slam dunk, but it kind of falls short.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so what's the rating?
3 Rebel Wilsons out of 5. It's still worth catching if you're interested.
And that didn't do well on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, it got ripped apart. I didn't think it was that bad, but oof.
3 out of 5, that's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, up next, Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
They try to talk to me all the time. All they hear is Pika Pika.
You can hear him, right?
Pika Pika! Yeah, Pika Pika Pika, he's adorable.
You're adorable. They can't understand me, kid.
Can no one else hear him?
Right, for those of you who didn't spend much of their 6th grade trading Pokemon cards during recess like I may or may not have done, a quick overview. This is a world in which various creatures exist in the wild, and humans can capture these creatures in their Pokeballs and have them do their bidding like battle other Pokemon. Now, not asking any of the ethical questions, this film combines the world of Pokemon with a noir mystery in which a talking Pikachu you see there, voiced by Ryan Reynolds, teams up with a boy to find his missing father. Along the way, we meet various Pokemon, uncover a conspiracy involving crazy gas, and realize all our worst nightmares when a mime Pokemon is interrogated. This film drags a little in the middle. There's still plenty of gags and Pokemon flying around and zapping things to keep younger audiences entertained. Script doesn't quite manage to combine the separate elements of film noir and Pokemon, but you'll be entertained for one watch through.
Did you ever think you'd say that sentence?
No, I didn't. Pokemon Detective Pikachu, and I'm thinking, what's next? Professor Pikachu, Nurse Pikachu? I don't know.
I mean, is it enough for adults to see? Can you live through it?
I think you can. Yeah, there is, that mystery element, and it is, adult moments in it, so.
But it's okay for kids.
Okay for kids as well.
All right, what is the rating?
3.2 Pikachus out of 5.
All right, couple of middle-of-the-road films.
Yeah.
All right, next week.
We got A Dog's Journey. Go to Costco and stock up on those tissues.
This is the Dog's Life?
Sequel to A Dog's Purpose.
Dog's Purpose.
So many dog movies.
Oh, my gosh. All right, I'll just start crying now.
Yeah, get it out. Get it out of your system.
See you next week, Will. Thank you. And coming up after today's forecast, a farewell to a true Hollywood legend, the life and career of Doris Day. That's as Live at 4 continues. Well, take a look at this. Hopefully you got to spend some time or talk to your mom yesterday for Mother's Day. A polar bear mom in Berlin Zoo is given a bouquet filled with delicacies as a special treat to celebrate Mother's Day. The gift for Mama Bear Tanja was, of course, much appreciated by her 5-month-old cub, Hertha. The polar bear friendly treats included twigs, apples, fish, and ice. Maybe they appreciated it just a little too much.
Nope. There it goes. Donk.
Donk.
Oh, they're so happy.
But that's fun.
That is very fun.
Fun's
the right word.
And super cute. I can't get enough. All right. From polar bears to, Russian President Vladimir Putin. He had a great night at an ice hockey game with former NHL players and celebrities.
The Russian leader took a victory lap after scoring 8 goals during the exhibition match, which has become an annual tradition. All was going well in the celebration until Putin skated into a rug. Oh,
boom.
It had been placed on the ice and he took a little bit of a tumble. On the opposing team, tycoons, billionaires, and several Russian governors.
I'm glad I'm not the guy that put that rug down.
Nope, that guy's
on the train to Siberia as we speak.
Correct.
We'll have to follow up on that.
Yeah,
News 3 Now investigates
See
right
what
here.
happens.
No, that would be me without a rug, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, I can't skate.
Yep. Just.
See, maybe like 6 or 7 goals, not 8 though. You could do that.
Hey, he got 8 goals? You think they maybe let him?
I didn't say
Let him
that,
have
but
it.
you might have.
I'm in trouble. We better move along.
Okay, so weather. It's nice outside.
It is, very
Not
nice.
hockey weather at all right now. Maybe some street hockey if you've got your skates ready to go. Right now we have sunshine. We'll have sun for the next several hours. Tomorrow really doesn't look too bad either, but we'll take a closer look at what's ahead for the rest of the week right after the break. visible cloud track for us looks pretty good right now. A lot of sunshine today. We've had a few more clouds start to come through later on this afternoon, especially along the western edge of the state. But yesterday, of course, for Mother's Day, was a little overcast outside, so it's nice to have the sunshine coming through for us now. We're going to keep that sunshine through the rest of the evening. We're not looking at anything else building on in. Here's a live look right now from our WISC-TV sky cam. Overall today, our high temperature where we're at right now. So we may add another degree or two just in the next hour before we start to fall overnight. Still just a little below average. We should be in the upper 60s, and we started the day off a little below average. That clear sky early in the day helped us fall quite a bit overnight, landing at 33 early this morning. No rain moving in for us overnight. Things should stay pretty quiet actually on our Doppler track as we head into your Tuesday. High pressure just down to the south and west of us, helping to send a little northwest flow through southern Wisconsin, so a little cooler air again early this morning. Off to the west, we have this line, this warm front that's going to steadily push east. Not a huge lot of moisture with it, but we may see a slight chance for some showers start to develop later in the day on Tuesday and overnight into Wednesday morning. Again, though, those rainfall totals are going to stay pretty low even as that front does cross. So overnight, we are expecting some sunshine for the next few hours, and then we'll be partly cloudy heading into Tuesday morning. Throughout the day on Tuesday, planning on a partly cloudy sky with that rain chance starting to approach later in the evening. Most of the rain chance is going to stay north of Madison into central and northern Wisconsin, but not really got the chance to see a few raindrops on your windshield as you're heading out to work for Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon, we are partly sunny, and then by Thursday, a few more clouds building in, and we have a chance for some showers starting to develop later in the day on Thursday. So with that chance for rain, that'll be sliding through, a very slight chance for Tuesday afternoon, and with the rain chances heading in Thursday evening, notice we're not going to pick up a lot of accumulation. Far to the northwest corner of the state, we may see around a half of an inch, but for most of us in southern Wisconsin, our accumulation totals are going to stay under a tenth of an inch for the next few days, which is a good thing. The sunshine is helping us dry out, and just to not add any more water to what we already have, it will be in a good place by the end of the week, a much better place by the end of the week, again, with that drying trend for us. Looking through the next several hours, our temperatures overnight are going to fall into the lower 40s. Again, having some sunshine early in the day, and then later in the afternoon, as our breeze shifts to come from the south, our temps are going to climb to the upper 60s, so it'll be a little more seasonable outside. There's that shower chance creeping in overnight, and for early in the day on Wednesday, a slight shower chance for us, and then skies will steadily become partly sunny throughout the day on Wednesday. High temperatures on Wednesday will be just a little warmer. We're going to gradually improve each day as we head through this week. Tonight, partly cloudy and not quite as cold. About a 10-degree jump, actually, compared to where we were at this morning. Tomorrow afternoon, again, in the upper 60s with a partly sunny sky with that slight chance for a later in the afternoon shower. That breeze will be coming from the southwest tomorrow, about 6 to 12 miles per hour, and that southwest shift in our wind direction will help our temperatures climb a little more. In the lower 70s for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Rain chances for us as we look through the next few days could be knocking on the door. And then by this weekend, plan on some sunshine Friday and Saturday. Saturday, we're in a really great place in the upper 70s for the afternoon. And then by Sunday, a little cooler, but still very seasonable for Sunday and into Monday. And that's some good news for us. Our temperatures have been quite a bit below average so far for the month. April was below average. March was below average. We're in a little bit of a trend right now so far for spring, if you've noticed. So to have just some sunshine, some drier air, and maybe not pick up a lot of precipitation, that'd be a good thing.
Yeah, I had to turn the furnace on over the weekend.
I know, no kidding.
Did you?
All of the, well, not the furnace, but I did all of the blankets.
All the blankets,
I mean, it was
okay,
just
see?
like
I just had to get the chill out of the air.
No, I was stubborn. I was just blankets and some hoodies. Can't, nope.
Layer up.
It's heat's off until October, not on.
Okay, well, it is off now.
Good, okay, good.
I don't think you need it anymore.
Exactly.
Dana, thank you.
Thanks, Dana.
Well, today, Hollywood is mourning the loss of one of its brightest stars of the 1950s and 60s.
Actress Doris Day died of pneumonia at her home in California, surrounded by friends. Chris Martinez looks back on her life and her career.
Whatever will be, will be. Doris Day will always be remembered for this Oscar-winning number in Alfred Hitchcock's The Man Who Knew Too Much.
I
Wasn't sure until now.
A film set in Marrakesh starring a girl born in Cincinnati.
The hidey-hi and boop-a-doo, the lullaby of Broadway.
Long before she made it big, Doris Day, born Doris Kappelhoff, started singing on local radio. Her career took off when she landed a recording contract with Columbia Records, a deal that led her to Hollywood.
No time to delay.
In her heyday in the 1950s and 60s, Day played opposite some of Hollywood's biggest hunks, including Rock Hudson, Clark Gable, and Frank Sinatra. At age 44, she made her final movie, With 6 You Get Egg Roll. She moved to the small screen, starring in The Doris Day Show from 1968 until she retired from showbiz in 1973.
Gotta make a wish first.
Oh, that's right.
After leaving the spotlight, animal welfare became her personal passion.
Designers at the studios, they had all the money to play with, and they loved plunking those fur pieces on you. Now when I see it, I can't bear it.
Although she never won an Academy Award, she did win 4 Golden Globes and the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Hey, Sarah.
Whatever Will Be was among Day's most famous and unforgettable songs, helping to seal her place as one of America's sweethearts. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Not ours to see.
I love seeing all those old clips. Isn't that nice? Doris Day celebrated her 97th birthday on April 3rd.
She had a full, good, long life.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, when we come back, we're going to meet our pet, or in this case, pets of the week.
That's right. Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society is here with Bingo and Cheeto, a bonded pair of Shih Tzus. Look at those guys.
Gosh.
We'll meet them when we come back. Hey, kids. Hey, kids.
Here's a live look at Lake Mendota on this beautiful Monday afternoon. Boats are starting to go out.
I was going to say, you actually have boats out on the water this time.
Pretty good. All right, it's time for our Pet of the Week here on Live at 4. Mr. DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society is here to help find Bingo. And
Cheeto. Oh, sorry, bud.
Hi, Marissa. Look at these two.
Yep, so they are a bonded pair, which means that we are looking for them to go home together because they really are best friends.
Yeah, I mean, we took him for a walk and he freaked out.
As soon as one of them's out of sight, the other one, they get a little panicky. But I love this pair because they are just so exuberant. They love meeting new people, but they're also quite snuggly.
Yeah, they are.
I know, they came right into our laps, for sure.
And he's more Shih Tzu-y than this one.
Yep, they're both kind of a Shih Tzu mix. Definitely a little more Shih Tzu in Bingo
Look at that
there.
face.
Look how cute, bud. And they're both about 5 years old, so still pretty young and pretty active boys.
These little dogs can last quite a while. And you can get a better haircut than this.
Yep.
Or a worse one. I mean, look at this thing. Come on. That's looking good there, Cheeto.
Business in the front.
And they're
in the back.
Yeah, a little bit of he's rocking the mullet a bit right now.
I love it.
The mullet with the underbite, you gotta love it.
Yes, absolutely. And it seems like, I mean, they're a little bit different temperaments, even though they're the best of friends and they go together.
Yeah, Bingo is definitely more the laid-back guy, while Cheeto is kind of more the active, curious guy. When he hears something, he's got to go over and check it out. Definitely the more bold one of the pair, but they just fit in perfectly together.
And they were surrendered.
They were surrendered. Unfortunately, family just wasn't able to provide a home for them any longer. But that means we also know a lot about their personalities, and I think they're going to fit in well with a lot of different households.
And their house broken.
Yep, housebroken and just ready to find a new loving family.
You're getting photo bombed here.
No, I was peeking in.
All right, so if you're going grocery shopping, head to the Hy-Vee in Fitchburg.
Yep, so all through the month of May, you can shop there and you can round up and have that go to help animals in need at Dane County Humane Society. And what we love about this is not only working with a great company like Hy-Vee, but every little bit helps, whether it's a few cents or close to $1, it all goes to help animals in need, like Cheeto and Bingo here.
All right, and last time?
Oh, we had our last guy. We had...
Who was it?
Who was it?
Willow.
We had Willow. Yeah, Willow, our bunny, and Willow did find a great new home. We're so excited for him. But if you are looking for some bunnies and some of those lop-eared bunnies, we do still have some of those guys looking for great homes.
All right, let's get Cheeto and Bingo a home. Please? Yes. Look at these faces.
How can you say no to those faces?
Go to giveshelter.org. Look at that. Look, okay.
It's good stuff.
Just stop.
It's good stuff.
Go to giveshelter.org for information on them. And have a good weekend. Somebody's getting married this weekend, Madison. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good one.
Get these guys a home.
Yes, I give it about 30 seconds.
All right.
I think we're good. All right, it is now time to pick up the phone and call Dr. Zorba Pastor. He's ready to take your calls. The number 270-9933.
And Zorba is standing by at his office in Oregon. Hi, Zorba. What are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about the DASH diet. The diet for hypertension may help prevent heart failure.
At Heart
We are starting to see those slowdowns on the Beltline. In fact, as we look right at Seminole Highway, both sides actually seeing brake lights. Of course, the eastbound side much worse than the westbound side right now. No accidents to report in either direction, though, just a little bit slower traffic for us at this time. Much of Dane County looks okay. As far as your speeds are concerned along the eastbound side, you get closer to, of course, Gammon. Speeds up to about 63 miles per hour, excuse me. But once you start getting a little closer to Fish Hatchery Road, we're down to 24, and even up to John Nolan, improving a little bit, about 30 miles per hour. Same goes on the westbound side, slowing down near Fish Hatchery Road, down to about 30 miles per hour, and then things pick back up again. But no major delays. If you're not used to driving around this time, I'd add about 5 to 10 minutes to your commute. As far as if your usual commutes at this time, should take about the normal amount of time. Of course, Raymond Road, we're seeing a few delays. McKee Road and to Seminole Highway, also seeing a few stop and go spots right now and around Janesville. A few delays on 26 the closer you get to 39. But no new accidents popping up or any new construction right now. Janesville to the Beltline will be about 27 minutes, 17 minutes from Sauk City to Middleton. And our drive from Sun Prairie to downtown's gotten a little longer. It'll take you about 19 minutes. There we go. Another minute added on this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. You are looking at the world's most expensive cup of coffee. Only 100 pounds of Elita Geisha 803 were auctioned off worldwide from Panama. Klatch Roasters in San Francisco is the only American coffee house to get a hold of it. At $75 a cup,
no thank you.
It's the most expensive coffee in the world, but that's nothing compared to the price for a full pound, a whopping $800. A quick reminder, folks, it's coffee.
It's just, and this is coming from a coffee lover. It is just coffee.
$75 a cup. That'll raise your blood pressure. And a diet that's effective at reducing high blood pressure may also help when it comes to preventing heart failure.
I see what you did there. Yeah. Dr. Zerba Pastor is with us today. And first of all, thanks for joining us.
Taking your calls at 270-9933.
That's right. So talk us through this study a little bit, Dr. Zorba, while we're kind of getting calls here.
So this is a study called the DASH approach for reducing high blood pressure, dietary approach to stop hypertension. This particular diet, which is low sodium, dairy products that are low fat, lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, handful of nuts. If you wonder what the DASH diet is, just Google DASH diet and you can see what it is. What they were looking for was, did this make a difference in heart failure? And it turns out heart failure is a leading cause of death in America, often caused by repeated heart attacks and other things that can actually affect your heart, including high blood pressure. What they discovered was the DASH diet not only helped reduce high blood pressure in a natural way, for some people that's actually all they need, or they can reduce their medications, but it reduced heart failure, the death from heart failure. So the reason why this is important is when you're older, when you're in your 70s and 80s, heart failure is one of the 4 or 5 leading causes of death. And we now have a dietary approach that may reduce death from heart failure. So anybody who has heart problems, anyone with high blood pressure, Google the DASH diet, read about it, and just look at how to eat. It's really a way of eating very similar to the Mediterranean diet, but it has some other things in there that I think are very, very important.
I was going to say, it sounds a lot like the Mediterranean diet.
Very, very similar. It's got a few other tweaks, such as the amount of sodium and salt that you eat and exactly what you do with low-fat dairy products. But it's very, very similar to the Med diet, which I call the king of diets. And once again, the more we move towards the right foods to eat, the better off we're going to be.
Get it naturally instead of through medications. All right, Zorba, let's get to the phones. We'll start with Claire in Jefferson. Hi, Claire.
Hi there, Dr. Zorba. I'm embarrassed to say I weigh over about 350 pounds, and I would like to lose 150 pounds in the next year or so. And I don't have a lot of willpower. I get started, and I've tried every diet. I'm wondering, why won't my doctor give me a prescription for phentermine just to get me started on this massive journey to lose 150 pounds?
Phentermine is an old drug that has not been shown to actually help people reduce weight. It's a drug that we thought would actually help people lose weight, and phentermine was used with fenfluramine in the combination called fen-phen. And that really did help people lose weight, but it had the side effects. The fenfluramine had side effects of causing cardiac problems. But phentermine by itself just doesn't work. It's a controlled substance. That's why we don't use it. And I'm afraid we don't really have anything medically to help you lose weight. We do have bypass surgery and other surgical procedures, intestinal bypass surgery. But unfortunately, phentermine does not do the trick.
And a lot of it's just motivation, I think, is the problem, too.
Sometimes
well,
it's really
motivation
tough.
is part of it. Sometimes it's very hard. It's habit. It's what you're around. It's very complex. We really don't know why. Some people who want to lose weight have great difficulty losing weight, but we know that we don't have a drug that works, and phentermine is not a drug that works.
So what would you recommend?
Well, I recommend, first of all, Weight Watchers, I think, is an excellent diet. So if you do Weight Watchers, online Weight Watchers, or personal Weight Watchers, I think that makes a very big difference. The other thing is going to a dietitian, registered dietitian, that can make a difference. And for some people, going to something like Jenny Craig for a month or 2 months to sort of kickstart that diet, there's no doubt that controlled diets like that have really made a difference for people who are really motivated to kickstart things. What we also know is that people are on yo-yo diets. We used to think were bad. They were not bad. Your goal, though, if you're on a yo-yo diet, up, down, up, down, up, down, is to finally keep it down and change your lifestyle.
Yeah. Portion control, accountability. Let's talk to Fred now. Fred, you there?
Yes.
What's your question?
I had a lot of valve work done and aorta surgery a few years ago. And I'm wondering, when I apply for life insurance, health insurance, or whatever, am I supposed to put down that I've had this surgery and I'm cured of all these illnesses? Or I'm...
You're basically to put down you had the surgery. And then they'll give you a physical, and they'll make the determination based on whether or not how you're fixed. And then they'll rate you and rate how much your life insurance is going to cost. And if you had that surgery, you're going to pay more for life insurance than someone your age who never had the surgery. But you just put down the surgery down, and then they'll actually ask for the records.
All right. Good advice as usual. Zorba, we are out of time for now, so we'll see you next time.
Take care.
All right. We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Ready to roll playback?
So I gotta say, by mid-May, if I tell my parents to come in, like they did this past weekend, I am assuming it might be a little bit warmer than it was.
Usually it would be, yes. So,
but it's Wisconsin.
We tried. We should have been in the upper 60s.
Thank you for trying.
Should have been sunny. Tried really hard and just didn't quite work out, of course, for Saturday and Sunday. Right now, though, still sunny. Temperatures in the mid-60s. It's a live look from Platteville. No threat for any sort of rain sliding through tonight as we look at our Doppler track throughout the northern Midwest. It's at 65 in Madison. This is our high for the day. We may add a degree or two on as we do still have a few more hours of sunlight, but otherwise temps are going to drop overnight to the lower 40s by early tomorrow morning, so it won't be nearly as chilly early in the day tomorrow.
Get out and enjoy.
Yes.
All right, Dana, thank you. And coming up tomorrow here on Live at 4, Charlotte Celeste introduces us to a man doing something good for veterans through whiskey.
There you have it. And Consumer Reports has some important tips on how to save money and aggravation when you travel with your pet.